What's going on, Bauds? This is Baud Fawk Sports, and we're back with another episode of soccer. And so I'm here with my co-host, Justin.
Yo, what's going on, everyone?
So yeah, we got a lot of things to talk about. I just do want to say we are sorry for the little bit of inconsistency when uploading. School has been destroying both of us. It's been exam season is kind of crazy. But we're happy to bring out these episodes for you guys. We appreciate the support. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy it. It helps us out a lot. And let's just get right into it. So, you want to talk about Man U, Justin?
Yeah, this was it's been a interesting couple of weeks for my club, but Michael Carrick, his reign is over. Ended off with a huge win against Arsenal. I'm calling it 3-1. I'm not counting that stupid goal from Smith Rowe.
Yeah.
So Carrick wins 3-1 at home against Arsenal. A big game from all the lads there. We looked really impressive. And yeah, it was a nice send-off for Michael Carrick. I'm not surprised because Arsenal's a little 8-game unbeaten run, whatever it was. I thought that it meant that they were good. They proved me wrong. They're just not that good at all. So they struggled against us, really. They got a lucky goal. Like the Odegaard goal was good, to be fair, but it was so against their underplay. So yeah, we dominated that game. Really happy with that result. And yeah, Michael Carrick, Arteta couldn't even beat Michael Carrick. Maybe Michael Carrick is winning that debate. But in all seriousness, yeah, it was a great little send-off for Carrick at home. And then Ralph Rangnick, came in against Crystal Palace, only got a 1-0 result, but we dominated that whole entire game. I was really happy. The tactics, his main tactic formation, is 4-2-2. And like I've never seen that really executed in person, only really in FIFA. So it actually looked pretty good. We had a system, a pressing system, and I feel like no one did any wrong against Palace. So I'm really excited to see what the future holds for the season holds for us because I'm not saying we're going to win the treble, but definitely it was a positive result yesterday. Last week.
Yeah, I even wanted Chelsea to run 4-2-2. So cool to see that formation actually used. But so is Carrick like gone now, or is he just going back to like coaching staff?
Yeah, he's gone for good. I didn't even realize this, but when he retired, he went straight into the coaching staff. So he hasn't left Manchester United since he got here. So that's why it was such a big deal. I didn't even realize that. But yeah, he's officially gone from the club. So yeah, he ends an amazing spell as a player, and then I guess like a staff member and a coach and all that stuff. So yeah, really sad to see a legend like that go. But hey, 4 games, 3 wins, we'll take it. So I'm happy with how he did as caretaker manager.
Yeah, for sure. I obviously we tied against you guys, so I wasn't too happy about that, but I was definitely happy about the Arsenal result.
Yeah.
I'm not a Manchester United fan, but I love to see Arsenal lose. So, if anyone can beat them, I'm happy for that. So, I just want to say thank you, pretty much.
Of course, our pleasure, man.
But I did want to say, quickly about that Smith Rowe goal that you mentioned briefly earlier. So Fred stepped on De Gea's foot, and De Gea just lays on the floor. And looking back through it, like I can see why he didn't like disallow the goal because like his own player stepped on his foot, and honestly, like he could have stayed up. He didn't have to drop on the floor. But I'm more looking at like Smith Rowe, like you know what I mean, like really, like really, bro, like
Yeah.
you couldn't just like but I get like you want to win every game, so you take every chance you can get. And he does seem like a bit of a, you know, not the most respectful player, I guess, just based off of that incident.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was kind of shocking. But at the end of the day, I understand every team wants to win. But yeah, like if I was the ref in that moment, just without even looking at VAR, I would have disallowed it. But um, yeah, I can see why he didn't because it was his own player who stepped on his foot.
Yeah. I mean, it's such a hard one because, like, maybe if it was roles reversed, I'd be saying, oh, Gabriel stepped on Ramsdale's foot, it should count or whatever. But, like, I just think it's more of a sportsmanship thing because, like, I'm not saying, like, Smith Rowe should have just cleared the ball or caught the ball, but, like, our players are like, yeah, he's injured. And Smith Rowe sprints, catches the ball in the wall as he did, and then celebrates as if he scored the winner in a Champions League final. It's like, did you not see how happy the Arsenal fans were or players were? It's like, dude, you scored an open net when our like goalkeeper was injured. So granted, maybe he went down soft, but like if he's down on the ground, like I don't get why he would do that. So I'm just really happy we won for that case. And yeah, like to me, if De Gea it was unable to play, the referee should have blown the whistle. And apparently, not apparently, he did. He had the whistle in his mouth and then just never blew it. So that was kind of interesting too, because
No, I think he did. I think he did blow the whistle.
I think he only did once the ball went in though. That's the thing.
I thought he did. I thought he did it before, but then they still counted the goal. I
No, yeah,
thought.
when De Gea went down, he put it in his mouth. Then
Hmm.
when Smith Rowe scored, then he blew the whistle.
Oh,
So it was like, really, dog. It's like, why are you doing that?
yeah.
So overall, to me, it was just a howler. I'm not gonna blame it on the Premier League, but like it's just another one of those Premier League moments where it's like I feel like that would only happen in our league. So I mean, at least we won in the end. But like, imagine the scenes if we won, or if it was a 2-2 result. Like really,
Oh
that.
yeah, for sure.
So I'm
Or if
just
you lost by 1 goal, even like you
yeah,
got 0 points because of that, then that would have been frustrating. But at least you guys won. You
yeah.
know, the Sioux coming in clutch again. Uh, absolute goat. He's so good. But yeah, like it was a really good game to watch. Like I enjoyed pretty much all of it. It was back and forth for most of it. Arsenal, like I know they lost, but they actually looked pretty good like on the day. Um, Even though like one of their goals was kind of cheap, they still looked like decent going forward. Nuno Tavares looked pretty good, and Ben White had some good moments. And Ramsdale, like he'll have a really world class save, but is it just me or does he make like normal saves look like masterclass saves? Like he actively tries to make them look like they're way better than they are.
Yeah, it's a weird one because at first glance, all of his saves look like, one thing that I will say though is that I hate when I see people online say that he makes like an overrated save because I don't really understand that because a save is just a save. But
Yeah.
yeah, like you see the save and you go, okay, yo, that was sick. And then you see the replay, it's like, oh, you actually could just done this. But instead he's like pairing it like that. So
Yeah, because it'll be like right beside him and he jumps up in the air and smashes it away. Like instead of just going, he has to like do a flip pretty much. And I remember Joe Hart used to do the same thing.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, that's
Joe
good.
Hart did that all the time. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, great game. Definitely great job beating Arsenal.
Yeah, I
Uh,
think two players that I want to highlight quickly, Tellez and Dalot. Like I
yeah.
didn't think I'd say this at the start of the season, but I think that might just be our fullback duo today and going forward. And
Mhm.
like now we have a new manager, like it's gonna take a lot for I feel like Sean, especially Wan-Bissaka, like they're gonna have to do a lot because I will say that maybe Sean and Wan-Bissaka are better defensively than those two, but going forward, like they're so good. And it's like, damn, how did we have that on the bench this whole time? And like Dalot was a big influence in Ronaldo's goal when he dribbled up and then sent that beautiful ball to Rashford. And Tell's crossing is just world class. Like I knew that's what we were getting when we got him from Porto. And he understands the assignment when he's on that left flank and just whipping in balls and stuff like that. So they really impressed me against Arsenal and even against Crystal Palace. So I'm happy to see them, getting the play time. And I hope they start today for us in the Champions League.
Yeah, I did want to also mention, like, I know he didn't have the best first half, but Fred
Yeah.
Fred has been killing it lately, man. It's crazy, bro. Ole is gone and Fred is rejuvenated. Like
Bro,
Fred looks like he's actually meant to start.
it's so funny because I remember on this podcast, you might remember I said I don't care who we get. I know that whoever it is, they will not play Fred. And now we've had two managers since I said that, and they've both played Fred, and Fred has been amazing,
I
bro.
know. That's
Like it's
insane.
so funny to say because he genuinely had a pretty decent a game overall against Arsenal, and then he was man of the match for me against Crystal Palace. Like he was class. So I mean, hey, I'm not complaining, but yeah, he definitely looks very very good under Rangnick and Carrick.
Yeah, that's it's pretty crazy. Well, keeping with Arsenal, um, so what are your thoughts on Arteta now? Because Arsenal went on this run, and everyone was saying, oh, like they look really good. Arteta has a vision. Arteta has a plan. And we knew that that run was overrated anyway. But
Yeah.
um, like it's just I feel like people have to recognize now that Arteta just isn't that guy. They barely scraped out some of those wins in their win streak anyway, and now they just lost to Everton in a 92 92nd minute winner by Demarai Gray. So
Yeah, I think Well, you've heard me in the past praise Arteta. I've also, really criticized him. But I saw a tweet, and this perfectly sums up, I feel like, Arteta. And it was like, man, them really said Arteta won the Lampard and Ole debate. Nah, man, there was just no winners there at all. Like,
That's
I feel,
facts.
yeah, like, some I saw some make a good point to like, yo, Chelsea and United, they were just willing to move on. But like, I think Arteta and Arsenal, they're just glued together. Like, I don't think he's gonna get sacked anytime soon unless something drastic happens. But with that being said, I think the opinions on Arteta have been really, wish-wash. 1 second they're good, 1 second they're terrible. But I think I'm gonna just stick today, and I'm not gonna change his opinion unless Arsenal actually do something. But nah, he's just not that guy.
Yeah.
Like, I know I might have said in the past, yeah, like he's good for them to keep. But like, I think now that they face like half decent teams, like, Liverpool, United, and Everton, it's like, nah, like clearly they should not have him. And I feel like, they have the players. Don't get me wrong, they have some talented guys.
Yeah.
But I saw a video about this too. I think Arteta's biggest problem is that he likes to reject the Emery players. And like, I never thought about that, but like Pepe specifically, Pepe was bought in for 72 million and he was like a talent. But like under Arteta, he's done nothing. And I feel like that, is the focal point, and like all the other Emery boys there. Granted, not a lot of them are good, but like it's
Yeah.
like play them.
No, but I think Pepe is really good though, and
Yeah.
I think he's getting an unfair like chance over. He's not really getting a chance. So
Yeah. And
yeah,
also
I feel bad.
Tierney, bro. Like Kieran
Yeah,
Tierney, who was once apparently the best left back in the league.
according
Now,
to some people.
yeah, now he's not even playing. So I think that, I'm not going to say that Tierney is the best left back in the league, but he was, showing good spells at times. He was undisputably, I feel like, a top five at one point for sure. But now it's like, okay, we went from having a top five in the position to now just riding the bench. So it's like, I don't know. I think Arteta, I'm not going to say he's out of his depth, but I think he doesn't know how to manage this specific team because like it's Arsenal. I think if he was managing a team like Man City again, where he has like these world-class players and he can make different decisions, like, yeah, that could work. But like, I don't think at any club you could just leave someone like Nicolas Pepe on the bench all season because you didn't like that he wasn't bought in by you.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Like, I think, yeah, like he could probably coach Man City, but I could probably go in and be the coach of Man City and still
Yeah,
win a bunch of trophies, right? Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, yeah,
yeah,
I don't think it's super hard to coach a team like Man City. I think Arsenal is definitely more of a challenge, and I
yeah,
think he's not living up to that challenge. I think he's underperforming, and because he's an Arsenal club legend,
yeah,
the fans like him. But um, like you said, that post, I saw it too, right? And
yeah,
they're saying no winners out of them, and 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 it just comes down to the clubs, how big they are and their expectations, right? Right now, right? Obviously, I know Manchester United all time are the best team in English history. We know that. But right now, Chelsea are the best out of the three. That you can't really debate that. We know. We're competing for Premier League title, competing for the Champions League. We just won it, right? But so our expectations are really high currently.
yeah,
So we don't have the patience for someone like an Arteta.
yeah,
Arteta would have been gone faster than Lampard. I bet you that. But
yeah,
Arteta would have been gone first season.
yeah,
Trust me. So, um, yeah, like I think, like you said, like there's no winners out of the three. It's just the club's expectations. Chelsea have really high expectations, so Lampard was gone first, and then comes Man U because they're still trying to win things, even though they're not at their best right now. They're still bringing in huge players, still
yeah,
like still trying to play with the big boys and challenge, and so their expectations are a bit higher than Arsenal's. So they just got rid of Ole, and I think Arsenal's expectations have just fallen, like it's pretty clear, like just how the team has fallen, like back in the 2000s when they were really good. I actually just saw a post saying, you remember when Arsenal were 15 minutes away from winning a Champions League when they were one up on
I,
Barcelona, 72nd minute or something. So,
yeah.
and they still lost that. So they've definitely fallen from grace, and I think so of their expectations. So that's why he's still around.
Yeah, and it's kind of crazy to think about because like even as recently, like I know we've graduated high school, but even just before we entered high school, Arsenal were still like a competing team. I think the Leicester City or they came in second. So it's like granted, second place is like no one remembers second place, but like for Arsenal, if they came in second place today, that would be like winning the league invincible again. So I think yeah, the fall from grace. it's been quite alarming. And I really do blame the club itself because it had to do with the Wenger firing. The way they handled that whole
Yeah.
situation is going to haunt them for, I would say, the good chunk of this decade, unless something miraculously changes. But like, they shouldn't have fired Wenger the way they did. Granted, when Alex Ferguson departed from United, we didn't have the best replacement, but at least he was part of the process and getting David Moyes and all that stuff. Like, they just didn't let Wenger, have a chance and let him spend money. His last signing was Aubameyang, so he still was doing stuff for them, even though he knew he was leaving at the end of the year. Look at them now. It's like you got Arteta. Like, I feel like if Wenger had this team, they would be like an undisputed top 6 team right now.
Yeah, for sure. I think they'd be playing better. I think Wenger did a lot with less. He
like a
he
lot.
Yeah, he wasn't getting the kind of investment that Arteta has seen. He had to stand up for that front office a lot. He took a lot of blame when really a lot of it has to come down to the owners. So, I think you and I know that Wenger was that guy, and we said no, you can't just do that to him. Like, honestly, like, I don't think he should have gone in the first place. I thought he was still like doing pretty well, but let's say you really wanted to fire him, you can't do it like that. Like, literally biggest club legend in your history. Like, you can't do that.
Yeah, and it's like, I guarantee you, the same Arsenal fans who were complaining back then, saying, "Oh my God, we just get top 4 and we win the odd FA Cup," like, they would be loving that today. If they could say, we'll win the FA Cup and we will get Champions League football consistently, they'd have no problem. So back then it was like, no, we need to change. We need this guy out of the club. Since then, it's been nothing but misery. And then they ironically won an FA Cup. So it's like, good for you for doing that. But like, I'm not saying they would have like beat Chelsea, but like in that Europa League final would have had a way better chance with Wenger than they did ever with Unai Emery.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's just Arsenal are just not that club anymore. Actually did a brief college like presentation on why London is blue. And I was giving my reasons, and I got it 100%. So, and my teacher said in the notes that I have no doubt that London is blue, and Chelsea's the best team in London. So, and he's a soccer fan, so he knows. But like, it was it's crazy to see them like this, but I love it. I love seeing them lose. So that winner by Demarai Gray, like, it was spectacular.
Yeah. Like Demarai Gray for, I think it was like $2.5 million. I could be wrong about that fee, but whatever it was, insane bargain. Like, insane. The fact that, and I got to bring him up because, it was my noisy neighbors who did this, but the fact that Grealish went for $100 million and Demarai Gray went for 2.5, and Demarai Gray has a better goal output, that makes me so happy in itself. I don't even care if City win the quadruple. Okay, I would care if they won the quadruple. But if Demarai Gray outperforms Jack Grealish this season, then like all bets are off. Then that has to be like some sort of like, I don't even know, but that has to go down as one of the worst transfers. But Demarai Gray's been killing it, even back to his Leicester City days. I knew the guy was special is when United were beating Leicester 4-0 at home. And then Demarai Gray scored one of the best goals I have like ever seen at Old Trafford. He cut in from, it was pretty much the exact same goal he scored against Arsenal, but it was from like 35 yards out. And it was like top corner, bar down and in or whatever. I was like, wow, who is this kid? It's some 17-year-old Demarai Gray. And now he's, pretty lighting it up at Everton. And I think that's a great addition for them. And I think, if he continues this, then like that'll be one of the key signings of the season, I feel like.
For sure. And he's been good for a bit now, but definitely not like this, right? Like, he's been more like a sub, a rotation guy, but he's looking like he could start for like a big team, right? And I'm not trying to call Everton a small team, but they haven't been performing at their best, and I don't know if that has to do with the players there, or if there's not enough investment, or I'm not really sure. Maybe they need a new coach. I'm not really sure, but the fans have been very upset. It's been like 20 something years since they've won like a major trophy or like a trophy. So the fans are not happy over Everton. So I don't know. Maybe this is a turn for them to get better. Some good young signings, but it's not looking great over there.
Yeah, I think it comes down to management. And I know I say this about other teams in sports, but to me, Everton have the team on paper. They have the funds, But I think yeah, I don't know. They just don't look like a team. They kind of remind me a bit of how Aston Villa were at the start of the season. They had the team on paper, but couldn't really get results. And I think, Everton with, granted he is injured, I'm pretty sure, but like they have Calvert-Lewin, Walcott, Decore, now Damari Gray, they got Digne in defense. They have a pretty decent team on paper.
Allen.
Allen as well, yeah.
Mhm.
Their defense is pretty solid. So it's like, and they have Pickford, who is the England goalkeeper. So granted, everyone's have their thoughts on Pickford.
Yeah, but he's so much better for England than he is for Everton, man. I don't
Yeah.
know what it is, bro.
Yeah. So I don't really know what to say about Everton. And I think the fans have the right to be upset because it's like they shouldn't be like this. They shouldn't be this down bad. They probably should be like Everton fans thought that they would be like what West Ham are this season, in all honesty. Like, and they've been making these signings for years now, even back to when they got Rooney that one season. Like, I feel like that's when it started because that's when they got, more funds. And it's like the fact that they've been making these signings, they've been competing in the transfer market. Like, how did Allen go from Napoli to Everton? Like that sounds absurd. Like Allen is a world-class player on his day. And he's just on Everton. Decore was wanted by many clubs. Everton got him. So it's like they're doing their due diligence in the market, but now it needs to translate on the pitch. And I think that just comes down to management.
What are your thoughts on that Ben Godfrey challenge against Arsenal?
Oh, as you know, I'm a big WWE fan. So when I was watching that, I thought I was watching WWE Super Slam. I'm like, yo, this Seth Rollins with the curb stomp, but and it was Ben Godfrey against Tomiyasu. Okay, in all seriousness, I just don't know how that wasn't a red card.
Yeah.
Intentional or not, like he got stepped on in his face, and like it looked like he got curb stomped. Like
Yeah.
to me, even if that was like a United player, I'd be like, okay, no, he's getting sent off. Like, there's
Yeah.
absolutely no way.
You
And
can't justify it.
yeah, like I've seen red cards for way worse. So I just don't know how it wasn't a red. I think who was it? I think the referee was it Mike Dean? I think we talked about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mike Dean is just, I don't know what he's doing. Like, if that's not a red card, then I just don't think he should officiate a game for a couple of game weeks because, like, I just don't.
What are you doing? Yeah, like you're just terrible at your job, clearly. So, um, all right, let's move on to some depressing
Oh,
stuff for me. West Ham beat Chelsea 3-2. Just bad performances all around. I mean, Mason Mount looked really good, but besides that, like I don't really know what else to say. We were kind of this is probably the worst I've seen us play in months. Like probably since last season when we lost 5-0 against Wigan. This is probably the worst.
wait.
Or not Wigan. West Brom.
Westbrook.
It was some bad team. I don't even remember, but we lost 5-0.
Oh my God. Sorry, real quick. If you lost 5-0 to Wigan, that would have been like
Oh
a
yeah, sorry, West
team.
Brom.
I would have been like, wait, what? That happened?
It's still even West Brom or whatever team it was. Like it's still embarrassing.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is the worst I've seen us play in a long time. Mendy probably had his first bad game of the season.
Yeah.
And I thought he got in his head too much because that last goal by Masuaku, it was a cross. Like we can all admit that it was meant to be a cross. And I think if Mendy wasn't in his head, he saves that. But I think he got in his head from earlier, and just I don't know, like he wasn't really on it. And I don't know, man. Ever since Jorginho came third in Ballon d'Or voting, he's been terrible. So I'm not really sure. We're definitely missing Kovacic, who just got announced that he was supposed to come back. He was back in training, and then he
Oh,
got COVID. So
oh, yeah, that's
so
it.
he's out for another bit again. But yeah, like we're missing him, and we need Conte. Like Ruben Loftus-Cheek is decent, but Conte is Conte, man. He's
Yeah.
that guy. So um, we're missing him for sure. And I don't know, like it was just you don't really see Chelsea break down defensively like that, and that was probably the worst game I've seen from our defense. So kind of shocking. Uh, you know, uh, Usually I would expect us to not concede 3 goals. I think that's the first time we've conceded more than one this season. So Clearly just the players were in their own heads. They weren't playing right. I hope we can fix that soon against Zenit. But Lukaku is actually finally starting a game, and Werner. So watch them both get injured in the same game again. So I don't know why Tuchel is starting them again, but yeah, like it's very depressing to watch.
Yeah, I mean, from a mutual, it was a thrilling game to watch for sure. I mean, like that's what West Ham could do, and I know we've talked about them before. Despite their club, they could like this season they could compete against the top teams. We saw them beat Liverpool. They gave you guys a game and they won at home. So yeah, I think it was a pretty thrilling game to watch. I didn't think West Ham would win. I thought it was going to be a 2-2 at the when it was 2-2 in the game. I thought okay, it'll probably hold the result. And then yeah, that cross shot, free goal, whatever you want to call it, that was like insane. I know Mass Walker said at the end of the game that it was a cross, but it's like I wish he didn't say that because if it was a cross, then it was horrible, but it went in the back of the net. So it's whatever. But yeah, those kind of goals happen. It's a free goal. I'm not gonna say Mendy wasn't at fault, but like maybe could have done better. And yeah, honestly, Chelsea, I feel like they just shot themselves in the foot in terms of the goals because like that penalty was so unwarranted. I feel like you guys had the ball and you guys just, Jorginho with that misplaced pass and Mendy with the foul could just kicked it out. So there was that. And the Masuaku goal. And to be fair, the Jared Bowen goal was class. Like,
that was a really good goal.
Really good goal. But yeah, I mean, the highlight was Mount. That was a great performance from him. He had a nice goal as well. That pass from Ziyech, though, that was a beautiful.
Yeah, for sure.
And there. But
nice.
I mean, yeah, like you said it best. I feel like Chelsea, this has been their worst spell in the bit. Granted, you guys did beat Watford, but it wasn't the best performance against Watford.
It was a bad performance against Watford. We also played bad in that game. We honestly didn't even deserve that win. I thought maybe we should deserve the tie, but Mason Mount is that guy, and Ziyech has actually been playing really good for us recently. I did want to say, like I've been critical of him, but there's no Chelsea player that I don't want to succeed because I'm a Chelsea fan. So I gotta give him his props. Ziyech has been really good. So if he wants to continue this, I'll be happy. So that's making me happy. So I hope he keeps it up.
Yeah, I need you to do me a favor then. Can you criticize every player on Man U so they can become gods again, bro? Like I need that. but yeah, in all seriousness, yeah, like Ziyech, he's looked good. That pass to me is just what Ziyech could do. Like, granted the mountain goal was very good, like composed finish, but that ball over the top was like, wow, that was exquisite.
Yeah. And even Mason Mount's assist for Thiago Silva, like that was a good corner. Mason Mount is just he's playing back into his form. It just sucks that he's getting into form and now it seems like the rest of the team is not. So yeah. But yeah, I did want to say I have actually criticized some Man U players like Fred, and now look who's been really good.
Bro, they watch the podcast.
They watch it. That has to be it. So but yeah, I hope Zia can keep this up. I did want to say quickly. So against Watford, Saul Niguez started.
Oh,
so now Saul has started 2 Premier League games.
Yeah.
So the first game, he started, played terrible, got subbed off at halftime. The second game, played terrible, got subbed off at halftime. I'm gonna say this now for everyone at home. I never want to see Saul in a Chelsea shirt ever again. He's actually starting against Zenit. It made me very upset. I never want to see him touch pitch for Chelsea again. I hate him. He's terrible. He should go in January. I never want to see him on the pitch for us again. Terrible signing, terrible loan move. I really don't like Saul. He's awful. He sucks.
Yeah, it's a weird one because was actually a pretty good player for Atletico, and I remember when you guys got him like right at the transfer deadline, like that's when it was announced. So it was clearly a deal that whether it was Abramovich or Tuchel, whoever, they wanted to get it done. It was like, yo, we could get this guy, let's bring him in. And he started 2 games, had 2 woeful performances. And I don't know, because like I'm not saying I'm upset because like why would I want a Chelsea guy to go crazy like that? But like it's a weird one because I feel like I'm not gonna call it bad management, but I remember Tuchel said on his first start, he goes, yeah, you shouldn't have like threw him in like that. And then he hasn't really played since, and then he played against Watford. So
he played like a couple cup games and but here's the thing, right? When he was at Atletico, he was struggling just before he came. He wasn't playing as much, and when he was playing left wing back because he can play there. He's actually playing there for Chelsea right now, but um, he can play there. But his preferred position is center mid, and I just don't think personally if you're a struggling player and you're trying to get back into your form and play good, I just don't think the Premier League is that league. Like I just don't think that's the league for you to do that in, especially because he plays slow. He needs like the time on the ball, and the Premier League is fast paced, physical. You don't have a lot of time, so that's why it took Jorginho a long time to get accustomed to the Premier League because he was a slower player. Like, uh, so and we just don't have time for that with Saul right now. So, I go back to Atletico. I never want to see you again. Never put on a Chelsea shirt again. Thank you. Goodbye.
Yeah. I mean, with that being said, tonight is either going to be a disaster class or Saul's going to get like a goal and an assist from left wing back. And
yeah, just because I said that.
Yeah. But yeah, no, like he's interesting.
We actually just scored.
Oh, was it Saul?
No, it was Werner.
Oh, okay. But yeah, so before we move on to this, I need to get your thoughts. So I didn't see the whole debacle, but what was that penalty debacle between Lanzini and Reece James? Do you know the story there?
I don't know. I have no clue. He scored the pen and he goes up and screams in like Reece James' face, and I was like what? Like that didn't make any sense to me. And the funniest thing is like, dude, like nothing against Lanzini, but you'd get dropped by Reece James. like Reece James is not the guy you want to be playing around with. He's a pretty buff and strong dude. So yeah, like you can go and scream in his face all you like, but
yeah,
I wouldn't mess with Reece James, and yeah. I don't know why he did that.
Yeah, see, so I was hoping for some clarity, but it's okay that you don't know. But now I don't know if this is like a fake story or not, but apparently this most outlandish story I saw. I don't know when, because keep in mind, like you probably would know, but apparently Reece James one time celebrated in front of a West Ham fan who had like cancer and they're in like a wheelchair. And apparently that's why he did that. Now, granted, I don't believe it because like I don't know. Like I don't think that's true. But that was apparently something I read. And I was like, this is clearly a bait. Like I just don't think this is true. But yeah, so I really don't know what to say about
that. I don't think that's true. I don't think Reece James would do that. And at the end of the day, like let's say he did celebrate or whatever in front of the fans, because what is he going to do? He's going to go run up to one fan and celebrate. He's probably celebrating in front of the fans. If this is true, I don't think it is.
I don't think it's true either. Yeah.
And so he's celebrating in front of the fans, and that fan probably just happened to be there. And how is he supposed to know he has like cancer or whatever? Like he's just a soccer player, man, just celebrating a goal or whatever. So I don't believe that. I think that's just.
Yeah, I'm on the same boat. Like I just don't think that's true at all.
And if Reece James did know, he wouldn't do that because Reece James is actually like a good and he's a nice guy. So I think that's just BS. But yeah, we want to move on from there.
I think we got to move on to one of the lesser teams. Well, coming into this game week, this team had no wins. But Newcastle got their first win of the season against Burnley, thanks to a strike from Callum Wilson. I had to do my research before because I thought maybe they had like, a cup win or something. That was their first win of the whole season.
Yeah.
That was their first win since they beat a team called Burton back in July, which is very crazy to think about. So yeah, Newcastle, sorry, they got their win. They got a new owner. So do you think Newcastle could stay up? Because I don't know.
No, man. I'm pretty sure right now they're in 19th.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, they are.
So no, like I just don't think so. Yeah. They're just bad. Like besides like a couple good players, like Wilson, is good. He's a quality striker.
Yeah.
Saint Maximin, I love him. He's awesome. But yeah, that's probably where it ends. Like the team is just it's bad. I'm excited to see this January transfer window from them though. With this new investment and what kind of players they're going to bring in. I heard they're interested in Ross Barkley, Coutinho, those kind of like fringe players.
Yeah.
But they still have some talent. So it'd be nice to see them after January. Maybe they turn it around and they barely scrape by, but I just don't see them staying up. I think they're gone.
Yeah, like if I'm the new investors, I'm telling each player, look, if you stay in the Premier League, everyone gets £5 million at the end of the year. Like I think that should be the operation because we're like you saw the memes. They're saying, oh, they're gonna get Mbappe and Messi and all this stuff because of their money, but it's like no one's going to Newcastle within the championship. So,
Exactly.
but if they're in the Premier League and that money's there, then they have a legit chance. But
Yeah.
it's not gonna happen. So I think they need to do everything they can to stay up. And it's going to be hard because, I think we're 15 games in and they're 19th place. They have one win all season. So that's pretty crazy to think about. But, going into this December period, this is the toughest time for every Premier League club, really, because this is where the most games are played. So this is going to be a huge make or break period for Newcastle. And if they could get positive, meaning, if they somehow get more points than dropped, then that would be really good for them. And then heading into January, they can make some signings. But yeah, it's not looking good. I kind of want them to stay up, if I'm being honest, because I want to see how they do next year with the whole summer signings. But if they don't, then it's like a waste of time. Like imagine getting a financial takeover in career mode, but then getting relegated. Like that's what this is.
Yeah, that's basically what it is.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't hope the worst for them. I have one of our fans who might be watching right now is a Newcastle fan. So I hope they do stay up for my friend's case. But
I feel bad for him.
yeah. So yeah, I mean, I hope they're able to stay up, but it's not looking good right now.
Yeah, no, like I'd like to see them stay up just because I want to see Saint Maximin stay in the Premier. He's so exciting to watch,
Yeah.
and I just don't watch the Championship because I just don't care enough. But if they go down, they'll probably be back the year after. So maybe that's when it'll start like the rebuild and stuff. But it would be cool to see them stay up. I just don't know who would replace them in the bottom half, right? Because like who's down there, right? You got Norwich at 20th, Burnley at 18th.
I hope it's Burnley. I hope Burnley actually get relegated. I'm sorry. I hate them so much, man. If there's a team that's going to get relegated, I hope it's them.
I agree. I hate Burnley. Maybe Watford could replace Newcastle in that bottom three.
Yeah, that win against United really helped them, eh? But I'm praying. I'm praying it's Burnley and I guess Watford just because they beat us.
Yeah, or Southampton, like they're whatever. I
Imagine.
did want to say some of the teams that are here are like some of the teams that Arsenal beat on that unbeaten run. Like they beat Norwich, Newcastle, Burnley. They tied Crystal Palace, tied Brighton. What a great unbeaten run, eh? You beat the bottom three teams.
I was gonna say these teams are looking quite familiar. Did we talk about these teams? But yeah, hey man, unbeaten in 6. But yeah, in all seriousness, I really hope Newcastle don't go down just purely from an entertainment standpoint, because if this team gets a summer a window with the new investors, then they could build it. Like I'm not saying a super team, but it might be against values and traditions, but I really wouldn't mind it to see if Newcastle got a lot of players in that were good. They'd already have St. Max, and yeah, back in the day they were a top team, so it's not like there's some scrub team that's never done anything. They were competing back in the day. So
I'd like to see them at least competing like in some cup competitions or even just go back in at least like the top 8. I want to see another team added in there because we've kind of like West Ham are now in there, and Arsenal are now like in there. Tottenham, we lost Everton. So like I'd like to see Newcastle go up there, challenge those like not Champions League teams, but like just below like the Europa League spots. I'd like to see them challenge like the Arsenals of the world.
yeah, no, for real. I mean, hey, if they get relegated, then I'm sure those investors will be panicking. But let's hope for their cases that I don't even know what it was, but their takeover was worth it.
Yeah. Talking about takeovers and lots of money, Man City. Yeah, so Man City are now top of the Premier League table.
Yeah, it was a world-class performance from Bernardo Silva to beat
he's so
Watford.
Good.
Yeah, he's been in amazing form. Had a brace against Watford, just dominated. He was the highest-rated player of the Premier League this weekend, according to SofaScored. So, I mean, yeah, amazing performance from Bernardo. I mentioned this before. Manchester City, especially in December, this is where they always get their wins. Like at the end of the season, whether they win the league or not, we'll be like, yeah, remember they went on that insane run in December and January. It's like, this is it. So they don't lose these games. They didn't look like they're going to lose this game at all. And just another dominating performance from Bernardo. He's been in insane form. And,
Yeah.
when Grealish came in, everyone's like, oh, okay, we should sell Bernardo too. Like, I think Atletico was linked, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
Atletico and Barca, and
Yeah.
he was willing to go. He
Yeah.
was ready to leave, and now it's crazy to think about because he looks like their best player.
Yeah, exactly. He, in my opinion, yeah, he has been the best player this season.
Yeah.
So it's like, wow, what a turnaround for him. Everyone likes Bernardo Silva as a person. He's a very funny guy. We've all seen the interviews, but yeah. So I mean, wow. I personally didn't think he would return to this form. I thought he maybe peaked, but hey, he's looking better than ever now, and that's I guess scary because like now they're back in first place.
Yeah, better than their 100 million pound signing Grealish. So,
Yeah.
And they were going to replace him. So, yeah, kind of crazy. I did see something saying, he's the best Portuguese player in the Premier League. I really like Bernardo Silva. I think he is world class. He is top tier, but I just can't give that to him over Delo. No, I'm joking. No, I'm joking. But Ronaldo will forever be the greatest Portuguese player to ever play in the Premier League, or just ever play. To be honest, he is that guy. But yeah, all credit to Bernardo Silva. Nothing to take away from him. He's been absolutely phenomenal, and they've needed him to be because besides him, they're kind of missing some of that goal scoring threat. I know Jesus has been doing that a bit this season, but they need someone who can just score consistently. He's looking like that guy right now. So, yeah, good for him. I'm definitely not happy to see them at the top of the league,
Yeah.
but that's more on us because we bottled it. But what can you do?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, City aren't going to lose these games. So if a team like Liverpool or Chelsea, even United, if you want to get back into the fray, you have to match them. You have to win these games too. So like in your case, result against West Ham, like that can't happen. And in our case, all those results that already happened, like they're out the window now. But yeah, so I'll give City the credit because they don't mess around. I feel like this is where I don't know if I'm gonna give Pep the credit or the team the credit, but like they don't lose these games. They never do. And even Sterling got in the score sheet again. So it's like they're doing their bits, consistently. They've been doing this for the past 5 seasons, really. So no surprise there. I just hope that this season might be the season where they don't do that because I don't want them to win the games. But I mean, yeah, full credits to them.
Yeah, like I'm just kind of tired of seeing Man City win the league, honestly. And that's just not just because I want Chelsea to win it, and we're actually like up there competing, but like just in general, like they've just been so dominant over the past like 5 years. Like I'm just tired of it. So
Oh yeah, I agree.
yeah, I know you do, of course, for sure. It's definitely annoying, but they just keep coming back. They keep signing huge players, lots of money. So they're going to be around for a while, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
It's definitely the catch up to Man City race in the Premier League, and it has been for a bit. I know Liverpool are up there as well. Chelsea are now competing. I expected Man U to compete. We'll see if maybe with Ranić they can come back, but yeah, I'm just tired of seeing Man City, and we'll move on to Liverpool. Almost didn't get those 3 points there. Divock Origi he's that guy, man. He has that clutch gene. So 94th minute winner. So
yeah, it was amazing. I can't lie. Like from a mutual point of view, obviously, I hate both this clarification, everyone. But yeah, I was watching that game. It didn't really seem like Liverpool really had an answer. The Wolves defense, the commentators said it best. Everyone had a 5 out of 5 game. Like the defense was amazing for Wolves. They had the tactics in place. And yeah, like honestly was a great performance. I thought the draw would have been deserved for Wolverhampton. Liverpool did at times when they were pressing, but hey, like that goal is just that goal itself just represents what Liverpool have become. A late winner. Van Dijk started to play. He switched it to Salah. Salah driving.
Great ball from Van Dijk.
Divock and then Divock with the goal. So it's like that goal has just summed up Liverpool for the past 5 years, really, since Klopp's been there. So it's hard to watch because like I was like, damn, really? Like they just won. But
yeah,
from a mutual point of view, it's like, wow, what a finish, what a game. So yeah, Divock, he's just always been clutch for them, man. And it's so annoying to watch. But yeah, that was a class goal, class moment, really. But I feel bad for Wolves because they really deserved a point from that game.
Yeah, I feel bad for Wolves as well. Jota missed an incredible chance. That was crazy. I didn't expect that because he's actually been pretty good this season. So, but yeah, he missed a crazy chance. I thought against his former team he might have that edge, but no, I don't know how he didn't
Yeah.
score there. But still, yeah, like I was so sad to see them win. Obviously, because I'm a Chelsea fan and I want us to be up at the top of the Premier League. Now we're third, but I think this Liverpool team, like the fact that they had to rely on that 94th minute like winner against Wolves. Nothing against Wolves, but I would expect Liverpool to beat them.
Yeah.
So it shows that this Liverpool team does have some issues as well. They gotta work through those for sure, and I just hope they keep having more issues. um, and what's really worrying for the Liverpool fans is the Afcons, and they're gonna lose a lot of players. I'm nervous too. We're gonna lose Mendy, and we're gonna have to use Kepa for like a whole month. But I'm definitely not as nervous as Liverpool fans are right now because
Yeah.
Salah and Mane, Keita is not really like in the lineup. Matip has been really good this season as well. Those are some big losses. So
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see because I feel bad for every African footballer really because I just think the way FIFA handles the AFCON compared to like other tournaments is not really fair.
yeah,
Because I don't care because it's Liverpool. I hope they plummet, but like how could that happen to a team? Like to me, like that's bogus. Like if that was Manchester United, I would be losing it if that had to happen to us, especially in their case right now, so battling, they're not even undisputed first place team. So yeah, that's gonna be a major blow. So I mean, yeah, I guess the one thing about Liverpool is that despite the struggles that you did mention, they do have that identity. And it's kind of like this is just where they come in as like the iconic club, one of the oldest clubs in the Prem. They just like the clutch gene like that. I will say they do have that as a club, especially since Jurgen's been there. So like, it was more or less that win is just like the most Liverpool win possible. It's like in their DNA to get a result like that. Couldn't break down the defense. Hats off to Wolves. Like I mentioned, I feel like all 5 defenders played 5 out of 5 games. And then next thing you know, it's like 94th minute, Divock Origi. It's like, oh god, not this tail again because we've seen it so many times. But yeah, I mean Liverpool kind of like City. They're gonna probably get a lot of these results, especially the ones at Anfield at this time of the year. So yeah, once January comes, I think that's when the AFCON is. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's gonna be a big loss to lose those players. So they're gonna need all the wins that they could get.
Senegal all the way, man. Mendy, Koulibaly, Mane. It's gonna be.
Isn't that Diata Senegalese as well?
Yeah. Sick guy.
He's sick.
But yeah, just it's gonna be crazy for Liverpool. And like you said, like I just don't like how they handle the AFCONs. It's unfair, man. You can't have the Euros and the Copa in the summer, and then the AFCONs is just in the middle of the season. Like that's just unfair to the African players. And honestly, I think it might deter some team. Obviously, it hasn't deterred Liverpool, but it might deter some teams from picking up African players, knowing that they're gonna lose some of their biggest players in the middle of the season. Like Arsenal are going to lose Partey. Like I'm not saying Partey is some top tier player, but a lot of these teams are losing one of their biggest players, if not more, to this competition that should not be in the middle of the season. So, yeah, I agree with you. Bad handling of that. They should definitely move it. But yeah, like I feel bad for Liverpool, but I also don't.
Yeah,
so.
like we feel bad as a football fan, but as like a Chelsea and United fan, it's like yes, let's go. I'm so happy. I can't wait for them to lose those guys. But
well, we're losing Mendy as well, right? So like I feel bad for myself as well. So
yeah, the sad thing too about United in this case is that we will lose Eric Bailly, and granted he's not on the same stardom as maybe Salah and Mendy for you guys, but you've seen how good he is on his day. If you need a performance, he'll give that to you. So granted, there's no injuries because we won't have our back.
Yeah, I was just about to say you guys have dealt with a lot of injuries at the back as well.
Yeah,
and Maguire and even Maguire with like red cards and stuff, you never know. And the injuries and Varane has had a couple this season, so that's definitely scary to lose one of your backups. Hopefully, you don't lose too many center backs,
Yeah,
but we'll see.
yeah, for sure. But yeah, I mean, I think we can move on. Talking about Liverpool, but now we'll talk about a Liverpool legend, Steven Gerrard. Just for everyone out there watching, he is the worst out of him, Lampard, in schools, just for clarification.
Facts.
But yeah,
That's 100% true.
yeah. So, but anyways, though, for his managerial career, it started off pretty good. I know we kind of predicted this. He's 3-1 so far in his last 4 games. They just beat Leicester City 2-1. Konza had a brace, so that's a big result for them heading into the next game week, which is against Liverpool at Anfield.
Yeah, first return to Anfield for Gerrard. Gonna be a crazy game. I don't like Gerrard, but I do hope, just for the title race, I hope he does beat them.
Yeah.
But we'll see. He's actually looking good as their manager. So, credit to him. He's definitely turning this team around, which you and I both had bigger expectations for Aston Villa. He's finally looking like making them look like that team that we expected. So happy to see that because there are some good players on that team. Beating Leicester in previous seasons, I would have said huge result. This season, Leicester haven't looked great. Brendan Rodgers is not that guy. For your sake, I'm happy you guys didn't get him.
Yeah.
I just think I don't know. I don't see Aston Villa actually like challenging for anything crazy, but they do look pretty good.
Yeah, and I feel like as great as Dean Smith was for them, I feel like this was the best move because I think Gerrard is really, 3 wins in 4 games. Like that's good for any team, let alone, an Aston Villa side who were struggling. But at the end of the day, they have the squad for it. And like I said before, and like you said, hopefully the players can start playing good. But granted, we don't want them to play that good because like I don't want Aston Villa to overtake United in the table. But I think this next year he should just really establish a culture and establish a play style. And I think he's doing that so far. Definitely it's a cultural reset. And I think, hey, 3-1 after the first 4 games, can't really ask for a better start besides 4-0. So all things considered, that's it's a pretty good start for him. I'm not too surprised just because he was very good at Rangers. Granted, it's the Scottish Premier League, but yeah, he's like pretty good. The Liverpool game, hopefully, like granted, United aren't playing at the same time, but I will watch that game if I can. Because I want to see what happens. I'm on the same boat as you. I don't like Gerrard, but I hope he beats Liverpool for this one time. And then we'll see. But honestly, if Liverpool do win the game, then it just proves that Mo Salah's a bigger legend than Gerrard, and Gerrard's a fraud. So yeah, I'm gonna be very mad there. But it'll be interesting to see. Do you think Gerrard's gonna get a massive reception, or do you think he'll get the Scouse boos from him?
Nah, the Liverpool fans love Gerrard. Come on, like that's their biggest club legend probably in history, according to them, right? Like, I think hard for me to consider someone a club legend who never won a Premier League, but whatever. If that's what Liverpool fans love, then that's what they love. I love people who win titles and are really good in big games. Like Didier Drogba, Frank Lampard, those guys who won really big trophies. But, if you like a guy who's never won a Premier League and who slips and falls in the most crucial moments, that's cool with me. But no, I think they'll give him a big standing ovation and nice round of applause. But at the end of the day, you want to win the game. Club legend or not, Liverpool are going to come out there firing. I'm pretty sure they will probably win. I hope not, but like it's cool to see this Aston Villa team actually playing to where I thought they could.
Yeah, and I'll second that. It's good to see because they did got rid of Jack Grealish and had a big money investment, had a big summer, and I think I kind of made the comparison to Ole at United. I think Dean Smith was a great manager for that club. If they want to get to the next level, he had to go. And like it's sad to say, because he did love the club, but I just don't think he would have elevated them. And I think now we've seen it, in the last 4 games. I think Gerrard is that guy to do that. So hopefully for Gerrard's case, the run continues. I couldn't care less because I hate him. But yeah, if he continues it up, then big ups to him. And like we talked about in the past, he does want that Liverpool job. So he knows that this is like a 3-year audition or 2-year audition for that. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, because I think Klopp's contract is done in 2 years, so it's like perfectly set up. He definitely wants the job, so that's pretty much what he's doing this for. Maybe if he goes there and puts on a great performance, then it puts them higher in their minds, and they'll definitely get him after. Again, I don't like Gerrard. I don't like Liverpool, but it would be cool to see Gerrard be the manager of Liverpool again. Just like, even though with his struggles, it was kind of cool to see Ole, a club legend, manage Man U, Frank Lampard manage Chelsea. Those club legends, like I would love to see Vieira at Arsenal, because Arteta just is not on the same level as Vieira. We all know that, but those like super big club legends, it's really awesome to see them manage their old clubs.
Yeah, it makes me feel old though, because bro, like I remember watching like week in, week out, because we had Premier League on TV back in the day. The amount of games it would be with United and Liverpool, and he would, obviously center stage with all of our players. And now he's might be the manager in 2 years, so like that's pretty crazy. Here's what I'm hoping though. I really hope he does become manager, but he takes his player tendencies to the club, because Jurgen Klopp's a winner. He's a winner. Hats off to him. But I hope Gerrard, slips and they come in 7th. I hope they don't win anything, and I hope they lose the Europa League final to Sevilla again.
If they win a Premier League with Gerrard as manager, it'd be his first Premier League, so and not as a player, that'd be hilarious.
I think it would be hilarious, but I think in all honesty, like it wouldn't right the wrongs, but it would definitely be like, okay, you know what? He actually won a Supreme as a manager. And I get, maybe Jurgen Klopp would be more special because he did it first. But for Gerrard and Liverpool, that would be like a huge achievement. So I hope that doesn't happen.
Yeah, I hope not.
Yeah.
But I think we're done there. Anything else?
Yeah, I think that covers pretty much it. The only thing I will want to add once again, everyone, is that I do apologize for saying Arsenal were a big team and that they would beat Liverpool that 1 week. They're horrible and they're going to get relegated.
Fair enough. I think that's you definitely need to apologize for that. They're just not a big team. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Please, again, like I said at the beginning, like and subscribe. I would say dislike if you didn't like the video, but YouTube has removed dislikes. So like and subscribe if you enjoyed. It does help us out a lot. Share the video, tell your friends. Thank you guys for watching. Justin, you want to close us off?
And yeah, once again, everyone, thank you guys. We enjoy making these videos for you guys. And if you want to interact with us on social media, we got our Instagram and TikTok links in the description. So please check that out. And yeah, we love the continued support. So thank you, everyone. And yeah, we hope you guys have a good one.
Yeah, see you guys. Oh, we will be making more TikToks once this exam season is done. So sorry, guys. All right. See you guys. See you, Bauds.
Later, Bauds.